A homeless man walked into a bank carrying $150,000 in cash. Not a check, not a transfer. Cash, dirty clothes, unshaven. Looked like he hadn't eaten properly in days. But in his hands, more money than most people in that bank had ever held at once. And what happened next completely humiliated a bank manager, exposed how money really works, and changed a stranger's life forever. The moment he walked in, the entire room went quiet. Tellers stopped counting. Customers stared. Security tensed up. But instead of throwing him out, the branch manager stepped forward himself. Because money doesn't care what you look like. He personally escorted the man into a private office, closed the door, sat down across from him, studied him, then finally asked the question everyone was thinking, "What do you do for a living to make this kind of money?" The homeless man smiled, calm, relaxed. "I don't work," he said. "I just bet people, and I've never lost." Now the manager smirked. You can already imagine what he's thinking. This guy never lost? Yeah, right. The disbelief was written all over his face. The homeless man leaned forward slightly. "You don't believe me?" The manager didn't even try to hide it. So the man said, "Fine, let's make a bet. Tomorrow morning, you'll have a birthmark the size of your palm on your left butt cheek. If you don't," he gently tapped the stack of cash on the table, "this $150,000 is yours." The manager paused for half a second, then grinned. Easiest money of his life. He agreed immediately. No hesitation, no second thought, because in his mind, there was zero risk. The next morning, right on time. The homeless man came back, but this time, he wasn't alone. Standing beside him was a sharply dressed man in a suit. "This is my lawyer," the homeless man said calmly. "He's here to verify the result." Now the manager is confident. Actually, more than confident. He's already mentally spent the money, so without thinking too much, he stands up, drops his pants, and turns around. Nothing, no birthmark. Exactly as expected. He starts to smile. But suddenly, the lawyer lets out a loud scream, then collapses into tears, crying uncontrollably. The manager freezes, confused. "What's wrong?" he asks. The lawyer can barely speak. Through tears, he finally says, "I bet this man $300,000 that you would never voluntarily drop your pants for us." Silence. The room goes completely still. And in that moment, it hits the manager. He wasn't the one taking a risk. He was the one being used. The homeless man never needed to win the first bet. That wasn't the real game. The manager's face turns pale. He just stands there, staring, unable to process what just happened. Meanwhile, the homeless man calmly gathers himself, deposits his money, and walks out like he owns the place. 2 days later, he's in Miami Beach, relaxing like nothing ever happened. Walking along the pier, he notices something. A young woman standing at the edge, looking down, ready to jump. He approaches her slowly. "Hey," he calls out. "What happened?" She hesitates, then finally says it. She is drowning in debt. Over $200,000. No way out, no options left. This is her exit. The man listens quietly, then says something unexpected. "Don't jump yet. I can help you. But you have to do exactly what I say." She looks at him, half skeptical, half desperate. She nods. He asks her one question. "What do tourists want the most?" She thinks. "Fun, I guess." He smiles. "Exactly." Then he lays out the plan. Step 1, order thousands of water guns, but not just any water guns. Custom print them with a cool ocean wave logo, something kids will love. Step 2, put up bright festival banners across the beach. Make it feel like an event, something exciting. Step 3, this is where it gets interesting. The water guns are completely free. She frowns immediately. Free? Then how do I make money? He leans in. They just need to leave a $5 deposit. When they return the gun, they get their money back. Now she's confused. But then I don't make anything. He smiles. Because this is where most people stop thinking. But he doesn't. Here's what he explains. Kids will beg their parents for the guns. And for $5, almost no parent says no. Some will even take multiple. You could hand out 50,000 in a few days. But here's what really happens. Less than 10,000 will ever come back. Half will forget. Another big portion won't care about $5. And the rest? They'll keep it as a souvenir because of that Wave logo. Now the math becomes simple. Each gun costs about $1. Each unreturned deposit gives you $4 profit. 40,000 guns not returned. That's $160,000. Minus expenses, you walk away with around $145,000 in 5 days. The girl just stares at him. Her entire life, she had been thinking the wrong way. She follows his plan exactly. No shortcuts, no overthinking. 1 month later, everything changes. Debt, gone. Completely paid off. She didn't just survive. She built momentum, a real system, a real understanding of how money actually works. Later, she asks him one final question. How do you think like this? He shrugs. Simple. Making money is the easiest thing in the world. Then he adds, most people stay broke because they follow all the rules. They believe it's supposed to be hard. So it is. Here's the part most people don't want to hear. You've been told your whole life, work harder, save more, cut expenses, but your bank account barely moves. And one emergency, you're back to zero. What this really means is simple. Making money isn't about effort. It's about systems. So here's the question I want you to answer in the comments. If the rules you've been following are keeping you stuck, what rule would you be willing to break to finally get ahead?